دکتر کم خمیر باید آهسته آب شوه. اگر زیاد نزدیک ببری پخته نمی شوه.
My hands are numb from this cold.
High in the remote mountain ranges of central Afghanistan, where the peaks cut into the clouds and winter stays longer than spring, lies a hidden village carved into cliffs of ancient rock. Only a handful of Afghan Hazara families live here, separated from the world by snow, silence, and time itself. This is not a place where winter arrives and leaves. This is a place where winter rules. The village is built from mud, stone, and memory walls, smoothed by the hands of grandparents and great-grandparents before them. The pathways are narrow, winding around terraces of frozen soil where wheat once grew in warmer days. And at the center of all this, there is one family, a family whose life continues here with quiet courage. The father, Karim, rises before dawn every day, long before the sun has touched the frozen valley. His beard holds frost from the night, and his footsteps are silent on the packed snow. He ties his wool shawl close and steps out into the white world. The air burns the lungs. In his hands he carries a small axe, worn but trusted. The mother, Fatima, is already awake, lighting the fire inside their mud home. The walls are thick, crafted to hold heat, but nothing truly stops the winter. The fire crackles softly, just enough light to reveal shelves lined with dried apricots, cracked wheat, small bowls of spices, and herbs gathered in summer when the mountains were green. Their children, three of them, sleep closely under heavy quilts, stitched from old clothes and patches of fabric saved across many winters. The youngest curls near the grandmother, who whispers prayers into his hair as she waits for the warmth to spread. This is their world. Simple, quiet, but never easy. When the sky finally softens with morning light, Karim walks to the mountain slope. Snow crunches under his feet. Every step must be careful. Beneath the snow are hidden rocks, ice, and deep hollows. The mountains are beautiful, yes, but beauty here is dangerous. He searches for dry branches, broken limbs fallen from old trees. Wood is life. Without wood, there is no fire. Without fire, there is no existence. Back in the village, smoke begins to rise from chimneys. Each house, each family, carries decades, even centuries, of survival knowledge. They share the same wind, the same hardships, the same faith. No one here is rich, yet no one here is alone. Inside the home, Fatima grinds wheat, using a stone mill. Slow, circular, steady. The rhythm is ancient. The sound is like a heartbeat. She pulls a handful of flour into a clay bowl and mixes it with warm water from snow melted overnight. The dough forms soft and elastic. She shapes it with gentle hands, presses it flat, and lays it against the clay wall of the tandoor. The grandmother prepares tea, black, simply, fragrant. She doesn't measure. She knows by memory alone. When the bread is ready, they gather around the fire. They do not rush. They savor. Winter teaches patience. The children wake. Their breath forms clouds in the cold air. Their cheeks are pink from sleeping under layered quilts. They greet the day with the kind of quiet joy only children possess. Joy that does not depend on comfort, only present. Breakfast is not much bread. Tea, a bit of walnut or dried berry, but it is shared with gratitude. After the meal, Fatima wraps her shawl and steps outside with a basket. She walks to the goat pen carved into the side of the hill. Inside, a small herd of goats bleat softly, their warm bodies pressed together. She milks them carefully, speaking to them as though they understand. They do. In a way, life in the mountains connects all living things. Milk will become yogurt. Yogurt will become butter. Butter will become fuel for cooking and strength for the body. Every step of the process carries intention. The children help gather snow to melt into water. They laugh as they work, tossing small handfuls of snow at one another until the grandmother calls them back to task. Here, even play is balanced with responsibility. Winter allows no laziness. Later, the family grinds roasted barley into a coarse flour called jowar, mixed with snowmelt and simmered slowly. It becomes a warm, thick drink. Simple, nourishing, rich with history. They drink it together as smoke rises from the chimney. But the day is not all softness. The mountains demand effort. Always, Karim must go farther today, deeper into the white forest where wild animals roam. The village has seen wolf tracks near the fields. The goats must be protected. The children watch him prepare his sling and knife. They do not cry. They have grown up with knowledge that life and danger exist side by side. He steps out again. The valley spreads before him, silent, grand, endless. Meanwhile, Fatima prepares lunch. She chops dried onions saved from autumn. She adds cracked wheat, a handful of dried herbs, and the last remaining carrot from storage. The pot simmers slowly over the fire. The smell fills the home, warm, earthy, comforting. The grandmother tends to the children, teaching them old winter songs, songs of spring that will come, of apricot blossoms, rushing water, green hills. The children listen like these songs are dreams. They will one day walk inside. Outside, the wind begins to rise. Snowflakes dance. The sky dims. A storm approaches. Karim moves quickly now, gathering wood, scanning the horizon. The mountains speak in their own language. Shifting winds, distant howls, sudden silence. He listens. He always listens. On his way back, he sees movement along the ridge. Wolves again. Their fur blends with the snow, but their eyes do not. He keeps walking calmer. Deliberate fear is a luxury the mountains do not permit. The wolves follow him for a time, then fade back into the white world. They are hungry too. Winter tests all creatures. When he returns, the family looks relieved. They knew without saying that danger was close, but they do not speak of it. They simply welcome him inside and feed him warm barley drink and stew. The storm thickens, wind shakes the wooden door. Snow piles higher and higher. The family sits close to the fire, wrapped in shared warmth, shared breath, shared life. The grandmother tells stories. Stories of when she was a child, and winter felt just as long, just as cold, but laughter still filled the nights. The children listen with wide eyes. They are learning how to endure, how to hope, how to hope, how to be strong without losing softness. Fatima plays with the youngest child's hair. Karim sharpens his tools quietly. The fire glows like a sun in the darkness. The storm rages outside, but inside there is peace. Night settles slowly. The wind cries across the valley. The family lies close together under quilts, stitched with memory. Breathing in, breathing out. The mountains sleep. The snow falls. The warmth remains. For in this isolated Afghan Hazara village, far from the noise of the world, life continues, not by chance, but by love, patience, and the unbroken strength of those who refuse to surrender to the winter. Here, survival is not a struggle. It is a tradition. A tradition carried from one heartbeat to the next.